Welcome to RKIT Labs Podcast, where we focus on careers, skills, and industry realities. Today, we have one interesting guest with us, Mr. Banu Prakash, Principal Data Engineer with very vast enterprise experience. Hello, Banu.
Hi,
Thanks for
Ravi.
joining RKIT Labs Podcast. Before moving forward, Banu, can you please introduce about you and your tech experience?
Sure, Ravi. It's really a wonderful platform for me to share my experience. So, as you have already introduced, my name is Bhanu Prakash, and I have around 12 plus years of IT experience. Currently, I'm working as a principal data engineer. So, I started my career long back. I remember 2014, I passed out from my college. I was a Java developer working to MapReduce. Then I moved into big data stacks, learned Big Hive, Spark, then moved to cloud engineering. And currently I'm, trying to move or, make another move to data science and AI part right now. So this has been my journey, and I have been working experience with multiple, business domains like banking, telecom, media and entertainment, and it's been a long journey. So I know I have been into almost all the domains that we can talk about. So, yep, that's in a nutshell about me.
Very good journey, Banu. Banu, I see most of the people get confused about data engineering, data analytics, and data science. If you can clear this myth or the gap, what exactly is data engineering and what is the scope within the data engineering?
So data engineering is a term itself, very clear. You have data and you do engineering on top of it. So it's just like, if I talk in a very broad term, what does a data engineer do? So its main task is to find the data, grab those data, clean the data, like by filtering, by, applying multiple masking on top of it, applying various layers on top of it, then bring the nice, meaningful data to any storage location, either it can be cloud, on-premise, or anything that you talk about. Then you have to make sure that data which was raw to clean data, now we have on top of that data, we have to make it in a formatted way and place it in some location where the data scientists will come. So it's just like, we data engineers are like, the person like your father who goes to market, buy a vegetable, put it in the kitchen. So that is the task of data engineer. You go to market, buy fresh vegetable, clean it, and put it into the kitchen.
Okay.
So this is what a data scientist does, data engineer does. And for the analogy part, I'm taking, that kitchen example. But in real time, data engineer, in a single word, I will say, person who looks into data and engineers the data.
Okay. Now, coming to this data engineering part, what was your role, responsibilities majorly in the enterprise?
So my major role was, if you talk about down the line, 3 years down the line, I was majorly working into, migration of data from multiple data sources. It was a Teradata, it was SQL. So because data size was growing huge, we were data in terabytes, petabytes, and it was growing exponentially. So it was, the traditional RDBMS systems were inefficient to store those amount of data and process it simultaneously. So you had to big into some, big data platform, like, we could talk about Mappa clusters, talk about Hortonworks, if we talk about many other, different flavors of big data storage that we have. We have to bring that data into those data lakes, and then process those data as per the business requirements. The business requirement can be any client, any dashboard user, data scientists who want to analyze those data to make it more meaningful and more productive in future.
Okay. So what are different roles or the positions within the data engineering?
So the first role is, let's start with the basic. The first one will be SQL analyst. So the main person, like at the very scratch level, the person will be asked, to query your database and try to get the meaningful information. The second role comes is business analyst. So what is expected out of that business analyst role? There's a lag in the data. Like if you see, there are two types of data processing that happens. One is batch data processing, where you process the data within a certain fixed interval of time, and there's a real-time data streaming happening. But real-time, it's a myth. I won't say it's a real-time. It has some lag. It will be 5 minutes lag, 2 minutes lag, but lag is there. So the task of business analyst will be, to get the live data and feed it to the customer. Like suppose I want to know, like I have a entire pipeline being built up, and I want to like, but the batch is running one day late. So today I want to know, what is my today's sale? What's the figure? So in that case, our data will be arriving one day later, but the business analyst, on the other hand, will have to get the live data from all those different VPNs of different cloud, because you have data governance in place. You cannot bring Australia data to Indian
Right.
cloud, Indian data to US cloud. So you have to make sure all these policies are followed, and then we extract the data on a very high level. You have to write out SQL queries, you have to manipulate the data, you have to figure out what is being required, and then give it to the customer. So this is what business analysts do. And last but not the least, we have principal data analytics, principal data engineers. So what we do at the end, we architect in end-to-end pipeline and making sure that that pipeline is robust in nature. By robust, it means it shouldn't fail.
Yeah.
If it fails, then the layoffs are going in the market. So we'll be victim of that. But you have to make sure you design end-to-end pipeline, make sure it's fault resistance, make sure you have a plan B in place.
Right.
So you have plan A, this is going off perfect.
Yeah.
What if it fails?
Disaster management.
So disaster management is very much required right now in the market.
You're talking about the broken pipelines and all. That means data engineering, apart from the regular skill set, you should be well aware of the cloud and the DevOps to be integrated. Okay. So what are the core skill set a data engineer should possess?
So the skill set is very vague right now. So earlier when I started, 5 years down the line, learning big data. So if you know Spark, you are well settled in the market, you get high package. But if nowadays, if you know Spark, SQL, Python, Scala, so these are just the entry level tickets, because machines are doing, Git Copilot is doing what we were expected to do in the
It's
past.
already giving the code.
So I last night I was working with one of my junior mentor. So he was writing down the code, and I was like, bro, we don't have whole night to sit and work. Let's put the prompt in Git Copilot. And let Git Copilot do the job.
And you can leverage it.
You need to leverage it. We need to save time.
Right.
We need to save time. We need to save cost. We are paying to Git Copilot. So why should we waste our time? We just need to monitor it, whether the code is written is perfect or not. As of now, this is the situation. We humans are in loop right now. Going forward, I don't know what will happen. The market is still evolving. So let's see.
What are the core skill set a data engineer should possess? If you can name some of the important skill set where people can focus and leverage and upskill.
So two are the most basics one. The first one is SQL. You have to understand SQL in depth. And this is the basic one. We study in our colleges also, everywhere studying SQL. Second is any one of the Python programming language. I'll suggest to go with Python, because Python is something which is more robust in the market right now. Companies are relying on it. If you talk about Java, I'm not against any programming language. Every programming language has its tenure, has its time, has its benefit and disadvantages. But as of now, Python is trending in the market.
Okay.
So if you want to come to this data engineering field, you have to learn Python, SQL. These are basics one, and then you need to understand, take any one tool. Like you want to go with Spark, take it Spark. Just don't memorize this. Understand what a Spark does. Understand the architecture. So it's just like, he's my papa, so let's not call it papa. Why he's a papa? You need to understand it.
Because tools keep changing. But if you understand the basics, the foundation, the fundamentals are strong, when you focus on your problem solving skills, analytical skills, logical skills, and the communication skills, that is where I see people are failing.
Exactly. I'll add to this. I do have taking experience. Like I've taken more than 1,500 interviews in last decade. I say. When I go to colleges, right, I see candidates have a lot of potential, but they are not able to express it.
Yes.
I have been to many universities. Galgotia, if you go to SRM, VIT Velo, you go to them. They are technically very sound, but when you ask them a simple question, they are like,
they can't express. Blank. They're blank. They can't express.
The reason is they are proficient either in Telugu or Tamil. If you go to North India, Hindi or other language. But we need a common language for communication, right? So you need to have at least basic understanding of English. you understand how people communicate. So this is the basic understanding. Second thing is like, we don't have strong projects in their resume.
Right.
They have the same toy project. I copied from A. This copies for the entire classroom. So same project you see in the entire resume. End to end, you see the same project, same jargons, GenAI, GenAI, GenAI. So we don't understand, like, he's genuine or he's not.
Yeah, in a class of 60, if you look at 60 resumes, all the resumes will be of same format.
Exactly.
So it's
Only
not unique.
2 to 3 resume will be different.
Yeah.
But rest of them are copied. So
copied, right? You're absolutely right. And even in colleges, still they are focusing on the traditional model of learning, wherein the industry is evolving. Industry now in 2026 is evolving much faster than it was earlier due to AI coming in. So I could see potential gap, what industry is expecting and what colleges are teaching.
I will not say anything against our Indian schooling system or college system because this will be another matter. But for tech graduates, I have important messages for them. Learn it theoretically, but implement it practically because it's your career. Colleges are doing what they have been doing for decades now. So if you rely on them, will fail because market wants someone who can really understand the situation, not someone who can read up the book because ChatGPT can also read the books.
Right.
Anyone can read the books. Your amma, grandparents can also read the books. But do you understand the problem? Do you have that mindset? So start coding. Come to the ground. It's not about sitting the match and be in the audience. No, come to the ground. Start coding. Learn coding. Talk to people. Learn with people. Make network. And this is why if I talk about tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, people are not making networking. They are like, I'm good in hostel life. I have good food. I have luxury life. Parent is sending money. Come out. Get out of that comfort zone. Come to the field. Wrestle out.
Banu, what I could see is the potential lack of mentorship in the tier 2, tier 3, not only tier 2, tier 3, even the urban colleges. Due to lack of mentorship, people are not getting the right direction because college faculty don't get the right real-time knowledge, I would say. Yes, they are expert, but in traditional model of learning, more the realistic way what industry is expecting. When the industry connects with the colleges, they get the right guidance and the right mentorship. That is what lacking right now in the industry.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree to that point. We should have, college and company sync up somewhere. So we should have a synergy between them.
Right.
So, final year student, we had the concept of internship. That gives them more insight. But I would like, give some small projects from starting from the second or third semester.
Right.
So that they can understand, okay, I'm going to make this one. Right now, I talk with a lot of fresh graduates. So till third year in engineering, they don't know what to do. They keep on deciding what to learn. Finally, the placement comes in and you're like, oh my God,
they're blank.
I don't know aptitude. I don't know programming. So we need to have, early stage adoption of technologies and synergies.
Right. And with AI coming in with the roles where industries focusing more on the multi-skill set, it's very tough for freshers to get new job opportunities where all the basic and the junior roles might get replaced or might get evolved with multiple skill set. If people are not evolving, if people are not adapting to the industry expectations, it's very tough to get the new job opportunities. So what are the opportunities for the freshers on the data engineering perspective? Do we really have the openings for data engineers?
Oh, that's a good question. So we do have openings for data engineers, but it's not so vague right now. We need less engineers who can give more output.
Yes.
So if I say in a nutshell, we need a person who can do end-to-end pipeline design and a person who can be trusted upon. Problem solver. The term in IT we call it 2 a.m. trusted. A person who can be called out at 2 a.m. in the morning if your pipeline fails. So you need to be at that level advanced because you're not competing with humans right now. We're competing with chatbots.
Yes.
So in order to compete with chatbots, you have to upgrade yourself, upskill yourself. So you should, in spite of talking to Gemini on the phone, you should understand how Gemini is talking to me.
Right. The
So
design.
being an end user, try to just step forward and try to be a developer rather than the end user.
Okay, great. And I could see people getting confused between data engineering, data analytics, and data science. And measure of the JDs and the opportunities I see, most of the skill sets are common across the areas. But if you can briefly segregate and give us an overview, what is difference between data engineering, analytics, and science, that will help our audience.
Sure. So I can give an analogy between them. So suppose your father like I home normal scenario. What happens? Your father goes to market, buy vegetable. Now, mama is too much overloaded with work. She will ask you to chop down the vegetables. You chop it down. Now, she will cook the food out of those vegetables.
Right.
So, Papa, your father is going to market right now. He brings the vegetables. He's a data engineer because a data engineer is a person who brings the data from different sources into a single location.
Okay.
Now, data analyst is the you. You chop the vegetable based on your mama. Okay, today your mother says, you will have, curd rice or something, or some vegetable like, bottle gourd. So she asks you to cut down those vegetables. Your father might have brought 10 vegetables.
Out of the pick few based on the business
requirements. Analytics. Now comes the data scientist. So this is done. You have your vegetables. Now what to do with that? You have your data in the system. Now what? Data is there, but making predictions, making decisions based on the data is the task of data scientists. Your mother is a data scientist by the end of the day. She cooks meal by, adding different flavors, different spices, different vegetables in different ratio. So that's what data scientists do.
Great. That's a very good example where audience can get connected. And how do you see the future of data engineering and analytics? Will these be combined into one single role as data science? Because these are a prerequisite for the data science. So you are moving yourself from data engineering to data scientist. So how do you see this entire system getting evolved?
In long run, I'll be very frank. I see that we have automations coming into picture. If I talk about my real life example, I had a team of 250 members. It was a huge team for data engineering. Now, after recent recession, we are left with 7 people.
7?
Yes.
Wow, that's a huge drop down.
And we all are 7, kind of principal data architects right now.
Okay.
And the reason why, the team got laid off because we started automating the work.
Okay.
So sometimes, sometimes I feel like, we are studying AI or AI is studying us. Right. It's the same vice versa. Like, AI learns you and adapts in your way. So you need to master it. So if in long run, if I say, data engineering, data scientist, all will merge into a single cluster.
Right.
And a person has to master all these 3 things. You need to understand how data is coming. You need to, filter the data, and you need to give meaningful result to the
one single role who does all the jobs. And drastically reducing from 200 plus to 7 unique roles, it's an eye opener for many of the target audience. If you can briefly explain what was really implemented in your project, and if you can give an overview of the tools and the process that has been implemented, that will be great to the audience.
So we started our project, 3 years down the line. We had used pipelines were built in. So the pipeline lines were built in place. It took 6 months to 1 year for us to build the entire pipeline. Pipeline was stable, and we were working on minor enhancements. I still remember we had one concept being triggered from our CTO and top level management, like, can we use Git Copilot? And I was like, okay, we can do it because it will save time. We started using Git Copilot, and then I felt like, because being a top level, you see one thing, cost matrix. So everybody knows, like, project runs on the cost matrix,
right.
Outcome versus input that we are providing. So now I can see, you can see, like, there were 10 people in the team. The use of Git Copilot, they were idle most of the time. They were chatting for ChatGPT for 5 to 10 minutes. The work was getting done, and then finally, I had this intuition in the starting, like, that we should start learning how to automate the things. So now the job shifted to Git Copilot. We started automating the flows. Then we had Entropy coming into picture, like it's, the market crash happened right now.
the cloud.
So we had Gemini models come into picture before that. So we started implementing small flows, business requirement. Now we understand, like in IT, we have Jira dashboard.
Right.
So we connected Jira dashboard, Confluence Space, Rovo marketing. We integrated with our GitHub. So now whatever you write, the business user writes into Jira gets converted into logical mailing. It's automatically. Now LLMs at the back end, what they do, we have implemented 3 LLMs actually. So one LLM is large model language. Large language model. So what we had 3 parallel LLMs working together in our project. So first LLM requires, analyze the requirement. Second LLM develops the code, orchestrate the code. The third LLM provide the feedback on that code. Now these 3 LLMs work together to make that code standalone and robust.
Okay. Instead of multiple individuals or employees, the LLM itself is doing the work.
So we implemented this project, and it was well appreciated by management. But the global restructuring keeps on happening right here.
Okay.
And the companies and anyone, who are redundant in their jobs, who are not learning, who are not upskilling, either you learn to ride a horse or be a sepoy who can keep running behind.
Right.
So you have to, you have to either you have to get in the flight, catch the flight, or stay wherever you are, and then the market will come, and then market will erode you out in the market system.
If you can give more insight about the latest cloud, where it integrated some of the APIs, and it's very trending in the market and the media right now. If you can share your thoughts.
So it's like tsunami of AI is coming right now. Hold your positions till the tsunami gets cooler and you have some place to land. We remember like tsunami happened in Chennai and the huge flood came into. So at that point of time, we need to hold up positions. That's why you see, less openings in the market. Market is frozen right now because market is trying to understand, where are we landing out. So right now, hold your positions for experienced candidate, freshers. I know it will be a little heartbreaking for you, but market is not as good as expected to be.
Right.
So you need to upskill yourself. If you're trying to understand, traditional SQL and all those things will help me out. No, time is past right now. You have to understand AI. You need to upgrade yourself with AI. At least don't be a developer into AI. Be a person who can, implement UI. The term I'll use, the jargon that we use right now is prompt engineering.
How the person can provide or add the value addition to the company by integrating the AI tools.
You need to understand the cost matrix now.
Right.
So earlier we were like, calm ho gaya, let's move out. Now it's not like that. Calm will be done by the bots.
Some tools,
You need to understand how can I make money for the company.
Yes.
How can I optimize the cost?
How can you contribute? How can you improve the efficiency, scalability, observability?
Right. So redundant jobs won't be there anymore. Support jobs will not be there.
No L1, L2 jobs. No manual work.
Even you remember like SSCs are getting laid off.
Right.
DevOps, I remember like this was before coming to Hyderabad, I was having coffee with my colleague. He was kind of 3 years senior than me. I came here and I got a call from one of my colleagues, like, bro, did you see him? We are not seeing him online. And I was like, okay, what happened? I just called him out. I was like, hey, bro, the day we met, next day I came to office and HR was like, come, let's the word was like, I just quote the word, let's decide to mutually separate with each other. Your services are no longer being required by the organization.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, this really happened. But it's a fact in IT. It happens in every 3 to 4 years.
Right.
The reason I'll say because DevOps, the cloud is having agentic bots. So he was a DevOps engineer. He used to implement things in cloud. Now, agentic bots are doing the same thing. So we had around 300 people, DevOps people across the globe. I think we are left with 10 right now because the things are being automatically driven by AI. AWS clouds or Google cloud or Azure cloud, you have AI implemented. You just don't type it. You say this, hey bot, I want to implement this scenario in AWS.
It
It will be done, within seconds. So you need to upgrade yourself. You need to be the person who can make AI understand or fine tune AI.
Right. And coming to agentic AI, it's a buzzword right now in the market. So what is the difference between Gen AI and agentic AI?
So Gen AI is basically generative in nature, as the word itself. It's generate text, images, speeches. But if you talk about end-to-end pipeline, so that is agentic AI. It has the capacity to make decision. Gen AI, what it will do, it will ask for your opinion. Like, I have done this. Do you think, or do you want me to improve it?
Right.
AI won't ask. Agentic AI won't ask you. Done, bro. It's like, you say, kill him. Khatak, done.
Agentic AI, like it uses the brain. It understands you.
Multi-neural networks, multi-LLMs concept which we're talking, right? 3 LLMs talking to each other. It's like, we 2 people are talking. It will be like, tomorrow robots will be talking with each other, and, what to do, what not to do, what's best for us. So they will learn from the experience. AI is scared right now. Adolescents, I will say, but soon it will grow up.
But practically in the enterprise level, how effectively agentic AI is being used? If you look at banking sector where still the legacy technologies are being used, so how do you see the future on the enterprise level in the MNC companies?
If I say, Agentic AI is very new in the market, so it will be too early to comment on this, but lot of redundant works. If I saw like log check, simple happen. There will be one guy whose responsibility will be to look into the dashboard every day and send a mail in the evening that the dashboard is looking great. Production servers are doing fine. But now with AI in picture, agentic AI in picture, that one guy will convert into a bot. So this is what I think. Then we have redundant jobs. Matrix calculation, dashboard generation. These all things will be, upgraded. PPTs. I'll tell you about PPTs. Earlier, making a PPT was a huge mess in the mind. Now you go to ChatGPT. Hey, give me the PowerPoint, give me a Python code to create this PPT with so and so and so images. Copy this.
Within seconds, you can do it.
Put it into your VS Code.
Or some tool, it generates beautiful.
I remember, our time, creating a PPT was a huge mess.
It used to take number of days. I used to sit day and night to create a PPT. And day before yesterday, in one of my conference, I pulled the content from ChatGPT, gave to Gamma. It created in few minutes with a beautiful design.
So that's what amazing, right? From 6 days of work, we are coming to half an hour to minutes work. This is how you are developing.
How technology is evolving.
Right. And if you don't know how to use ChatGPT, then of course, no one will hire you.
Right.
So that you need to understand.
Okay. So this GenAI, is this creating the jobs also, or it's a myth?
No, it's creating jobs right now in the market.
So
because company needs 2 things. Company need data. So data engineering is there. Because the data engineering is the base and foundation. You need to have data so that GenAI can predict. Because you need to have some memory. A newborn kid will not have any memory, so he cannot tell anything. We have so much of memory because we have grown 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years of experience, 13 years of experience. So our brain is developed. So in a similar way, we need data. So data engineering profile is required. Plus a person who can develop GenAI and talk to GenAI. Because, GenAI, a little mistake can do, marvelous blunder. Because if you ask GenAI, hey GenAI, I'm not feeling good, what should I do? And if GenAI says, go and do suicide.
So that means GenAI also can fail if not properly used.
90% of the GenAI models are failing the market. This
Why?
is a fact.
What are the reasons?
Improper data.
Okay.
Improper training.
Okay.
Hallucination. Right? So we don't provide proper data. In that case, what happens? It is underfit model, overfit model. It's not predicting normally. So in that case, what happens? Recently I heard a case. There was a person in Miami, basically. So, what should I do? Because I don't want to consume NaCl in my body because sodium is bad for some purification as per their religion. So he stopped consuming NaCl, like he stopped consuming salt.
Okay.
And 2 to 3 years down the line, he had a major attack, and then he was admitted into the hospital. He claimed like, I had word with this particular, tool, and then he asked me to stop consuming NaCl. So, you need to have a responsible AI in place. But who will you developing those?
Okay.
You need someone to develop those, right? You need someone to control them.
All right. So that means there are a lot of new roles that will be created as part of the adoption of GenAI and Agentic AI.
Correct.
Okay, because still in the budding stages, we need to see how effectively that can be evolved.
It's effective in the market now. If
Yes.
you go in the market, you have understanding of GenAI. You can develop. You can start creating your own use cases. There are a lot of use cases coming to market right now. People have grown up. We are living in a Gen Z era.
Right.
If you don't develop, you see what happened in Nepal, what is happening all over the world. So we need to, because Gen Z is like, we need this like this.
Okay.
We had patience, but Gen Z don't have. So
Right.
you need to understand the requirement, develop Gen AI as per the basic custom Gen AI, I'll say.
Okay. So Banu, one interesting question on your personal thing. What drove you to travel all the way from Noida to Hyderabad?
It's a very it's a very emotional decision, I would say. I think the word is comfort zone. So whenever you're home, you're in a very comfort zone. Arey, ho jayega na. We'll do it. No, half an hour to study and then you sleep and then you get up. Okay, now go for a walk and then come back. Your mother, father, lot of issues. So I was trying to upgrade myself because in the tenure of 12 years, I've upgraded multiple times.
Right.
The reason why I'm still in the market.
Still in the market.
Because
You're retained. So how you get retained? So Banu Prakash's journey is definitely inspirational and motivational because we have to be adaptable, flexible. If you are not adapting to the industry, it will kick out.
So I remember when I joined, I was trained into Java,
Right.
core Java developer, and then I was put into a MapReduce project. And I was like, what is this? I'm a Java developer. Why are you putting me to big data project? Then I got to know, no, this is buzzing in the market. I was like, okay, fine, let's move it. When I learned that MapReduce part, Pig came into market. I was like, what is Pig now? It's a normal thing. Upgrade yourself. I upgraded. I was taking breath and Hive came into market. Learn it. Learned it. I learned Hive, Spark came into market. So every 6 months or 9 months, you have to upgrade yourself to one technologies. You learn AWS, Azure comes into the market. You're working with Azure client today, and tomorrow, client will, no, I want GCP, bro. Give me GCP. And then you have to upgrade yourself. So you have to keep upgrading after every year by year.
Yes.
And being here in a side, like in Hyderabad, if I say, the best part is like the culture over here. You have a lot of young, talented people because I'm 12-year experienced guy. I know, people won't talk to me freely in my offices. You come to this place in Hyderabad, talk with a lot of people, get new insight, the new energy which, fills you out. Okay, come on, I can do that. And you get out of a comfort zone.
Right.
So this keeps you motivated. Like people used to go to Himalayas for meditation.
For the
So
spiritual
similar way,
journey.
like IT is, Hyderabad is for IT guys. So
Yes.
come here, meditate for a month, go back, get double package, and I can come back when you feel like.
Yeah. If you can share your experience, what are the biggest challenges that you faced in your corporate journey?
The biggest challenge, if I say, which I have faced and which people I see are facing right now, because I have been from, a mentee to a mentor level right now.
Right.
So the first thing, like communication. I still remember, like, how do I say no? How to ask this question? Whether do I know this technology or not? If I don't know technology, how can I reach whom to reach? How to reach? What to occupy? What to learn? So you need to be, first of all, you have to be vocal for your rights. If you ask me right now, if any new joiner comes and he asks me, Bhanu, I'm getting this problem. Can you help, or can you arrange some KT for me? I can do something to help him out. But initially, people don't ask. They're like, I'm not getting it. Company is bakwas. Manager is bakwas. I'm leaving. No. We have problems. You need to find out solution. If you have any issues, do research, come to us, talk to us. This is first thing. Clear communication and, the art of saying no, art of asking for help. You have to be polite, because in corporate we don't fight. We don't take lathis and sword in our hands. We talk with each other. We convey our concerns. And the second thing, if I talk about your adaptability, don't be fixed and orthodox mindset. I'm not gonna change. This is done. I have learned this much. I'm done. No.
If you don't change, AI will change you.
Market will change you out.
Right.
So this is second thing. And third thing, be flexible and don't stress too much, because this will hurt yourself. Learn, enjoy the process. It's a journey. Enjoy the process. Live it.
Okay. And Banu, you can add about your failures also.
I have a lot of them.
Maybe, few where audience can learn from the failures. How you overcome the failures and
I'll tell, I'll just take one example. I joined one of the biggest FANG companies, and I won't take the names for my privacy purpose, but I joined one of the FANG company, and I was working on very good project. Nice, you have even facilities and at a good package. The layoff happened, and I was getting married at that point of time, and after marriage expectations are I'll go on honeymoon, or I'll have so much expenses hiking. And suddenly after your marriage, you go to office and your manager says, bro, tum dekh lo, 1 month you have, search out for another job. And then the panic moment comes.
the panic, definitely.
Then I started looking at the market. There's a day saying, when you need something, it won't come. So I had nothing option. I joined one of the startup and on a very low package to make sure, the journey continues. I just don't want to break the journey. And that point of time, Spark was new to the market. I had no other option. I remember Monday to Friday working in office, late night. I used to come by. I used to leave by 7. I used to come by 11 p.m. in the night. So I will not go on work-life balance, because for me, work is my balance and it gives me life also. So I used to come by 11 p.m. Then Saturday, Sunday, I used to roam around, different friends, colleagues, mentors to learn Spark.
Okay.
And believe me, 6 months it took for me. It was a very, immense moment for me. Then after 6 months, I cracked another FANG company.
Okay.
This time the package was double than my previous FANG company.
Wow.
But the learning was don't lose hope. Worst time will come.
Yeah.
Worst time will come. It will try to break you down. But be out. These times will bring you out of your comfort zone. And once you are out of comfort zone, you keep learning, you keep growing.
Right. Because once you lose the confidence, then you are losing the game. Confidence matters a lot during these tough times. And I see definitely you need a mentor in these kind of scenarios where people can get the right direction at the right point of time, where the confidence doesn't drop.
You have been one of my mentors, by the way.
Right. That is why I always press on this point. Right now in the industry, mentorship is very important.
Exactly. Finding the right gurus in life is very important.
That enlightening is very important.
Right.
Banu, I could see 3 clouds in the market: GCP, Azure, and AWS. And I know you're proficient in all the clouds. If you can briefly describe the difference and the weightage of each cloud for the data scientist.
If I talk about the weightage and difference in AWS, Azure, and GCP, all of them are doing good in their domain. But if I see the financial sectors are moving more towards, this is my assumption, I'm nothing with the market, this is what I've gotten from the market research. Fintech companies, if I talk about banking industry, they're moving towards GCP because of higher security.
Okay, right.
AWS is available in the market for mid-level to senior level people. Azure has its different database. So Azure is anybody wants, Azure, if I say about, if you're using Teams, it's Azure. If you're using Outlook, it's Azure. If you're using Windows, it's Azure. Because all of them are being hosted in cloud right now. So Azure is omnipresent, but it's nowhere present. So again, it depends. Based on the organization, based on your client inputs, how they want. But in today's market, if I talk about from job perspective, you need to be multi-cloud guy.
Right. Yes.
You need to be multi-cloud guy, because tomorrow if interviewer calls you out, you can't say, bro, I don't know AWS, or bro, I don't know GCP. If they're asking you to work on GCP, you have to be there. You have to be on AWS. You have to understand EC2. You have to understand, GCP buckets, you need to understand BigQuery. Just understand them.
Foundation will be the same, but
Foundation will be same.
how you upskill and adopt is very important.
Correct.
Okay. Now coming to data scientist, where you are moving or getting transition from a data engineering to data scientist, what would be your recommendation and a clear learning path for senior to topmost program managers?
Data engineers, what I assume, if you want to come to data engineering first of all, you need to understand SQL, most important thing. You need to understand SQL, you need to understand Python, you need to have maths. I know people hate maths, but you need to understand maths because mathematics is required. Because you need to understand differentiation, you need to understand calculus, you need to understand probability. If it's rain today, what is my probability to go to office? So now, if the stock market crashes, what is the probability of me making less profit?
Right.
So you need to understand these concepts. You need to brush up your skills from 11th, 12th. It's like 10th grad maths you need to understand. And then this is what you want to become data engineer. Now transitioning from data engineering to data scientist, maths is very important. You know Python. I assume that data engineers will be aware of Python. They are aware of any tool like a Snowflake, a Spark, any EDA tool. But they need to understand machine learning. How machine learning, I'm not telling machine learns by itself. No. It's we human who have generated that mathematics formula. We have fed them to machine. Machine is running those formulas on billions and trillions of data. That's the difference. Mind is coming from here. Like we are only providing the mind to them. We are only providing the equation to them. The only task machine is doing, processing that data onto views data set. Once you understand machine learning, you need to understand how deep learning works, how images works. Then you have to go for natural language processing. So if you understand these three basics, I think you can easily move on to data scientist role. And plus one more thing, you need to understand and connect with people to get the real world problems. Just simply Ram is going to market won't make you a job driven person until you understand why Ram is going, how he is going, which route it is he's taking. So you have to be, 360-degree view, I will say. Learn something rather than we had a word, right, Ravi? You only told me reading 100 book one times is not good. Read one book 100 times.
Right, correct. So understanding and implementing the practical exposure and experience would add the difference.
Correct.
If you don't implement, if you don't create a POC out of those concepts, you cannot gain the knowledge because challenges and the failures are also part of your successful journey.
Correct. And I'll add, if you're not getting any idea, just open your Google websites, just type on hackathons. So many hackathons are going on.
Right.
Sponsored by Government of India, sponsored by every companies right now. Participate in them. Failure, pass, doesn't matter. Idea is what important to you.
Right.
Understand the use case.
Right. So what would be your guidance to the young minds of India who are getting graduated from the college because they got stuck in this trap? What would be your final guidance to them?
I know these times are very tough for them because these grads are past. I have also suffered Corona times. So the best thing which I can, guide them out, be realistic. First of all, improve your communication skill. Get out of your comfort zone. If you feel like, I'm living in a village or, I have all the facilities. I have house, I have AC, I have, car. Come out of your comfort zone, move to some places or study with your partner, colleagues who can really help you out to gain knowledge. Second is like practical exposure is very much important. Rather than reading books like novels, get into the laptop, start coding. Once you code it, you fail it. Understand from your failures. That's what I don't have much success in my life. I have too many failures. That's why I have grown.
Learning from the mistakes is also very important.
Yes, and then you have to understand the real world scenarios. Because companies are not looking at isko GenAI aata le lete nahi.
No.
What value he can
provide.
bring to the organization.
Yes, that is where it's going to make the difference. Where the main difference why few people are retained and many people are getting laid off is because of this potential gap.
Correct. You need to understand the business end to end.
Right.
So we need to be more driven towards our career. Understand, like, you have to make profession as passion.
Right.
Don't make two things. Passion alag, profession alag. Then like for me, I'll tell you, if a passion is your profession, it will really help you grow higher in the
Will be
ladder.
successful. Yes.
Right. It's like whoever is learning machine learning, linear curve is much better than, broken curves.
All right. So, thank you, Banu, for your wonderful time, all the way coming to our studio and spending time and giving valuable insights to the target audience. So, you said your failure stories also, which is very, very inspirational, and that would definitely give a good amount of inspiration to our target audience, mainly the young mind students and also the budding entrepreneurs who can adapt to the current IT expectations, and hopefully the people will get benefited out of this podcast. So thank you everyone. Thanks for watching this podcast. And as we discuss in this podcast, industry is evolving. So please be prepared at your best, understand the market condition, don't stop learning, upskill yourself, focus on your careers, and be successful in your IT journey. Thanks for watching this. Please subscribe to RKIT Lab for more such interesting podcast. Thank you.